Welcome to Sacred Stillness, a quiet corner of the soul where prayers aren't shouted, they're whispered. Where you don't have to be perfect, strong, or even okay to be heard. Here, your heart is safe, your silence is seen, and your pain has a voice. Tonight, we whisper a prayer for the ones who are always the backup plan, the second choice, the friend who's always there but rarely invited first, the lover who's safe but never the one who's told they're strong but secretly just tired of being needed, not chosen. If you've ever wondered why it feels like no one really picks you, not first, not fully, then this prayer is for you. Not to fix it, not to explain it away, but to simply sit with it and let God hold you through it. You don't have to prove anything right now. Just breathe and let yourself be seen. The ache of being second. Hey God, can we talk? I promise I won't yell. I'm just tired. Tired in a way sleep can't fix. It's hard to admit this, because it sounds petty when I say it out loud. But in here, in this quiet moment with you, I just want to be honest. I'm tired of being second, the backup, the fallback, the maybe next time. I'm always the one they settle for when the one they really want doesn't work out. And I know I'm not supposed to care. I'm supposed to rise above it, shrug it off, tell myself, it's okay, at least they came to you in the end. But it doesn't feel okay. It feels like being picked last in gym class, even when you're good. It feels like watching someone scan the room and pass over you until they run out of options. It feels like smiling through tears because you don't want to seem bitter, when in truth, it breaks something deep inside of you. God, I've been the second choice in places where I gave my whole heart. And it hurts. It really hurts. It started young. Do you remember? I was the second friend, the one they liked when their best friend was sick, the one who got the leftover seat at the lunch table, the one invited to the birthday party, only after someone else canceled. I'd bring the best gift, smile the widest, try the hardest, because somewhere deep down, I thought, maybe this time they'll notice me. But they didn't. Not really. And then I got older, and the ache got deeper. In love, I was the safe one, the rebound, the one who made them feel better, but not the one they wrote poems about. Not the spark, not the fire, just the warm cup of tea they turned to after burning their tongue on someone else. I tried to be okay with that. I told myself that being loved quietly was still being loved. But God, there's a kind of loneliness in being quietly loved, a kind that eats away at your worth even when you pretend you're fine. In work too, I show up, I go the extra mile, I stay late, volunteer, cover shifts, carry the weight. But when the big opportunities come, I'm rarely the first call. I'm rarely in the room where the real decisions are made. They remember me when things fall apart because I'm the one who fixes, but they don't choose me when things are going well. And maybe that's what stings the most, being useful, but not seen. Even in family, sometimes I feel like the one who fills in the emotional gaps, the peacekeeper, the one who comes to me when they need stability, but not the one they come to just because they want to. And I start to wonder, do they love me for me? Or for what I do? Or for how well I absorb their mess? Because sometimes it feels like I don't exist outside my service. Like if I stopped fixing things, they'd stop noticing me. God, is it selfish to want to be first? To want to be someone's first thought in the morning, not just the last option at night? To want to be chosen when everything is good, not just when everything is falling apart. To want to be celebrated, not just tolerated. Because that's what I want. I want to be the reason someone lights up, the reason they cancel other plans, the name they think of first when something good happens, not just the one they remember when they have no one left to call. I know you see me. I know you're here. But even with you, God, I sometimes wonder, am I first in your heart? Or do you love me out of duty, because you have to, because you're God? I don't want to be chosen because I'm strong, because I didn't complain, because I kept showing up. I want to be chosen because I'm me. Please, tonight, don't fix it. Don't give me advice. Just feel it with me. Sit here in the ache, in this quiet grief of being second, again and again and again. Let me cry if I need to. Let me be soft. Let me be sad without shame. And if you can, just wrap me in something gentle. Something that doesn't ask me to be okay yet. Something that whispers, you were never second to me. You were always my first thought. Because I need that right now. More than I need answers, more than I need hope, more than I need strength. I just need to feel that at least in one place, one sacred place, I am finally first. Let that place be you. I'm the one they call when they're lonely. Hey God, can I be real with you again tonight? Because this one's been sitting heavy on my chest, for years actually. And maybe tonight, I'm finally ready to let it out. I've noticed a pattern in my life, a quiet, invisible thread that winds through my relationships, one I didn't want to see at first, but now I can't unsee it. I'm the one they call when they're lonely. Not when they're happy, not when life is full and good and exciting, not when they're surrounded by people and choices and joy. No, I'm the one they remember in the silence, in the gaps, in the in-between moments, when their first choice didn't answer, when their plans fell through, when they just need someone. And somehow, I've become that someone. Not because they want me, but because I'm available. Because I always answer. Because I always care, even when I shouldn't. God, I don't want to be someone's quiet convenience, but it's happened more times than I can count. I get the late night messages, hey, you up? Can we talk? Sorry, I've been distant, just really overwhelmed lately. And I say yes. I say, of course. I say, I understand. But do they? Do they understand what it feels like to only be seen when the room empties? To be loved in the shadows, but never in the spotlight? I'm not the first call when they have good news. I'm not the one they text when they're glowing with excitement. I'm not the face they seek in a crowd when everything's going well. But when the lights go out, when the silence creeps in, when the ache of loneliness bites at their chest, that's when they remember me. And you know what hurts most, God? I always answer. I always show up, even when I shouldn't. Even when I know I'm just filling space for someone who won't stay. Even when I feel them drifting the moment their world brightens again. Because somewhere deep inside, I still hope this time is different. that maybe they'll remember how it felt to be comforted, and they'll want to stay. Not out of need, but out of love. But they don't. They disappear with the daylight, and I'm left wondering, was I ever really wanted, or was I just silence filler? God, I'm tired of being the emotional spare tire, the just in case, the I know you'll be there person, the comfort zone that's always too available. I want someone to come to me not because they're bored, or alone, or left behind, but because they see me, because they choose me, because they want me. Not the relief I bring, not the space I fill, not the kindness I offer. Me. All of me. But I've started to build walls, God. You see them, don't you? Tiny, invisible bricks of guarded smiles. Polite distance, short replies. Quietly stepping back before I get used again. And I hate that, because it's not who I am. I'm not cold. I'm not distant. I'm just tired of being the one they forget when their loneliness fades. Even in love, they come when they're heartbroken, when someone else has shattered them, when they need to feel safe, to feel seen, to be held by someone who won't hurt them. And I offer all of that, gently, softly, freely. And then they leave. They heal, and they leave. They go back to chasing the ones who broke them, because that's what they really wanted all along. And I'm left here, God, wondering what I did wrong by loving too kindly. So tonight, I'm not asking for revenge. I'm not even asking for answers. I'm asking for comfort, for warmth, for the kind of presence that doesn't disappear when things get better. I'm asking to feel like I matter, even when the silence is gone, even when the loneliness is over. I'm asking to be loved in the light, not just needed in the dark. God, please show me I'm more than someone's fill in the blank. Show me I'm not disposable, not seasonal, not a solution to a momentary problem. Show me that you come to me not out of obligation, but desire. Not because there's no one else, but because you want me. Let me feel like I'm not the one you call when everyone else is gone, but the one you choose, even if the whole world stood in line before me. Let me be wanted, not used. Let me be remembered, not recycled. Let me be chosen, not convenient. Because God, this ache of being the one they call when they're lonely, it's wearing me down. And tonight, I just want to know I'm more than that. To someone. To you. Stay with me tonight, not because I'm broken, not because I need fixing, but because you like being here. With me. That's all I want.
Reliable but invisible. Hey God, you know me. I show up. I don't make a scene. I don't fall apart in public. I keep it together. For everyone. I'm the dependable one. The helper. The listener. The rock. And honestly, I've worn that label like a badge of honor for years. Because who doesn't want to be reliable, right? Trustworthy, stable. But tonight, God, I need to admit something I've never said out loud. Being reliable has made me invisible. They count on me, but they don't see me. They call when they're in chaos, but forget me when they're calm. They lean on me when they're falling apart, but never ask how I'm holding up. I'm the one who remembers birthdays, who checks in after the storm has passed, who notices when someone's quiet and gently pulls them back into the light. But who does that for me? Who asks if I ate, if I'm okay, if I need a hand to hold? Because most days, God, I'm not okay. I'm just really good at pretending. God, I carry so much. Quietly, willingly. I pick up the pieces they leave behind. I absorb the tension in the room. I become what they need, even if it costs me what I need. And they thank me, sure. They say things like, I don't know what I'd do without you. You're such a blessing. You're the strong one. You've got this. But do they see me? Really? Do they ever stop to wonder if their lifeline is unraveling? If the one who always catches them is quietly collapsing under the weight? There are moments, God, when I wish someone would just show up for me. Unprompted, unneeded, unasked. Just once, I want someone to knock on my door, look me in the eyes, and say, I see you. Not what you do, not what you fix, not who you hold together, but you. Just you. Is that selfish? I don't think so. I think it's human to want to be noticed, not for what you provide, but for who you are when you stop performing. God, being strong is lonely. No one checks on the strong ones. No one assumes the reliable one is bleeding. No one worries about the one who always smiles. But I worry about me. Because underneath the calm voice and gentle hands, there's a soul that's weary, a heart that's aching to be held, a spirit that's tired of being the background support in everyone else's story. Sometimes I want to fall apart, not forever, just for a minute, just to see if anyone would notice the cracks. I want to cry without being told I'm too sensitive. I want to not be okay without being made to feel guilty for needing help. I want to be carried just once. Because being the one who holds everyone up means you rarely get to rest. So God, can I rest here? With you? Can I take off the armor for a while? Can I stop being the one who has it all together? Because I don't. Not really. I'm good at holding others, but not so good at letting myself be held. I don't even know what that looks like, but I want to try. With you. Show me that I'm more than the roles I play, more than the problems I solve, more than the peace I bring to others. Remind me that I matter, not just because I'm reliable, but because I exist, because I breathe, because I feel, because I am yours. God, I don't want to be invisible anymore. Not to you, not to them, not to myself. I want to be strong, yes, but not silent, not unseen. So tonight, I bring you the part of me that no one else notices, the tired part, the lonely part, the part that's still showing up even when it's breaking. And I ask you, don't just look at what I've done. Don't just bless what I've carried. Don't just applaud my strength. Look at me. Whisper back, you're not invisible. I see you. I always have. Because I need to hear that. Tonight, more than anything, I need to feel that I matter, even when I'm not holding the world together. Let me be more than dependable, God. Let me be known. Let me be held. Let me be seen. When love feels like pity. Hey God, can I tell you something I've never said out loud? Sometimes love doesn't feel like love. It feels like pity. And I hate saying that, because how dare I question the intentions of those who care for me? How ungrateful of me to whisper, even to you, that sometimes their kindness feels like charity. But you know, don't you? You know the difference. You felt it too. The subtle shift in a touch, the hollow echo in a compliment, the kind words that don't quite reach the heart. They say they love me, and maybe they mean it. But sometimes it feels like they love me because they should, not because they want to. Like they're checking a box, doing the right thing, staying out of guilt, or showing up because they'd feel bad if they didn't. And I can't breathe in that kind of love, God, because it's not air, it's obligation. There's a moment I feel deep in my bones, when someone looks at me with kindness, but there's something behind it. A shadow, a hesitation, a flicker of distance in their eyes. And in that instant, I know I'm being tolerated, not celebrated. Helped, not held. Managed, not marveled. And it breaks something in me. I want to be loved, not because I'm broken, not because I've survived, not because I've endured more than I should have. I want to be loved because I'm me, because I make them laugh, because I carry light, even on heavy days, because there's something about my presence that makes their soul rest, not because they feel sorry for me. God, pity is such a heavy kind of affection. It hovers over me like a storm cloud dressed in good intentions. It looks like love, but it doesn't feel like home. And I've felt that difference for years, in friendships where they listened, but never really asked, in relationships where they stayed, but never truly saw me, in moments where I was comforted, but never chosen. I've watched people love me the way they love a wounded animal. Gently, carefully, sympathetically, but not with delight, not with desire, not with the joy that says, I choose you because I want to, not because I should. And I don't want to be someone's kindness project. I don't want to be held like glass, or spoken to like I'm fragile, or kept out of pity, because letting me go would make them feel guilty. I want to be the one they can't stop thinking about, the one they run toward, not walk away from slowly, the one they love in full color, not soft gray. God, please, don't let pity be the closest thing I ever get to love. I know people mean well. I know their hearts are trying, but I feel the difference. You know I do. Because I go to bed at night not feeling cherished, but managed. And that hurts more than being unloved at all. So tonight, I bring this ache to you. The ache of being loved through clenched teeth, through heavy sighs, through half-hearted gestures and tired apologies. And I ask you, love me differently. Love me completely. Love me not because you have to, but because you delight in me. Not because you're God and it's your job, but because there's something about me that you actually enjoy. I don't want to be pitied. I want to be pursued. I don't want to be tolerated. I want to be treasured. I don't want love that's whispered through guilt. I want love that dances with joy. Even if it's just from you, God. Even if no one else ever gives it to me the way I long for. Just let me feel that in your eyes, I'm not someone to rescue, but someone to celebrate. I don't want to question the love I'm given anymore. I don't want to wonder if they're here out of kindness or genuine connection. I don't want to second guess every compliment, every hug, every "I care about you." I want to know, deep in my bones, that someone loves me because they see me and they still want me. God, let that someone be you. Let your love feel warm, not clinical. Passionate, not procedural. Real, not rehearsed. I want to feel like I bring you joy, even on my worst days. That you smile when I wake up. That you lean in when I speak. That you would choose me again and again and again. Not because you're holy, but because you want me. Please, tonight don't just rescue me, romance me. Wrap me in love that doesn't flinch, in arms that don't hold me like I'm damaged, in grace that doesn't just fix, but adores. Let me feel it, that I'm not your charity case, I am your joy. That I'm not barely loved, I'm deeply, wildly, unshakably wanted. Not out of pity, God, out of love. Only love.
Friendships that disappear when I need them. Hey God, can we talk about friendship? Not the highlight reel version, not the filtered pictures and the promises, but the real kind. The kind that holds and the kind that vanishes. Because lately, I've been feeling alone in rooms full of people, surrounded but not supported, connected but not cared for. And honestly, God, it hurts in ways I didn't expect. It's the kind of pain that doesn't scream. It just settles in like silence where laughter used to live. I've always been the friend who stays, who answers at 2 a.m., who listens without judgment, who remembers the small details others forget, who shows up every time. I'm the one who keeps secrets safe, who comforts without needing recognition, who celebrates their wins like they were mine. But when it's my turn to break, to fall, to need, there's silence. Suddenly, the phone stops ringing. The messages go unanswered. The people I've poured into become shadows, and I'm left wondering, where did they go? God, it's not about needing crowds. I don't want popularity. I don't want noise. I want presence. Real, steady, honest presence. The kind that shows up. Not just when it's easy, but when it's me who's struggling. I want to matter outside of what I give, outside of my usefulness, outside of my role as the strong one. Because right now, friendship feels like a one-way street. I give, they receive, and then when I reach out, there's nothing. You've seen it, haven't you, God? The texts I didn't send because I already knew the answer. The calls I stopped making because they stopped picking up. The ache I swallowed because I didn't want to seem needy, even though I was. There's a quiet kind of grief in realizing you're not as important to them as they are to you. That the closeness you felt was mostly in your own heart. That while you were holding them up, they weren't thinking of how to catch you. And I try to understand. Life gets busy. People get overwhelmed. Everyone has their own storms. But even in storms, true friends find a way to send a signal, to say, I see you. I'm still here. You matter to me, even when I don't have all the words. But I haven't heard those words, God. And I'm starting to believe I was just convenient, temporary, a season, not a home. And the worst part? I still care. Even after they disappear, I still want the best for them, still hope they're okay, still pray for their peace.
Because my heart doesn't know how to stop loving even when it's left empty. So God, what do I do with this ache? This disappointment that hides behind smiles, this silence where connection used to be. How do I keep my heart open when experience tells me to close it? How do I trust again when the people I trusted most only showed up when they needed something? How do I believe in friendship when I've been the foundation for others, but no one's been that for me? Please show me, God, that real friendship still exists, that I'm not asking for too much, that there are people out there who will see me, not just what I do for them, who will sit with me in the mess, who will stay through the silence, who won't forget me when someone more exciting comes along. Let me feel your friendship tonight, because I need that more than anything. I need to know that somewhere in this wide and complicated world, I am not alone in how I love. That someone, even if it's just you, loves me back the same way. Stays, shows up, sees me. Not when it's easy, not when they're bored, but always. God, teach me to grieve the friendships that were never real, to relieve the ones who only came for comfort, to make peace with being forgotten without letting my heart harden. And if you can, send me people who love the way I do, gently, truly, consistently. People who won't disappear when I finally admit that I need someone too. And until then, be that friend for me. The one who stays, the one who listens, the one who never leaves just because I'm hard to hold. Let your presence be the proof that I'm not hard to love, that I'm not too much, that I'm not invisible. Let my soul feel you whisper, I won't disappear when you need me. I was never the friend who leaves. Thank you for staying, God, even when they didn't.
Why does no one choose me first? Hey God, I know you already know this. You've watched it happen. You've seen me brush it off. You've seen the small smile I put on every time it happens again. But I need to say it out loud. Tonight, I need to speak it, to release it, because it's weighing on my heart. Why does no one ever choose me first? It sounds so small, doesn't it? So childish, like something someone should have outgrown. But I haven't, not really, because it keeps showing up in relationships, in family, in work, in life. I'm the second call, the backup, the one they circle back to when their first pick doesn't pan out. And I'm tired of pretending that doesn't hurt. It started early. When they were picking teams, I was the one left standing. Not terrible, just not exciting. When the teacher asked who wanted to partner up, I waited to see who was left, because no one ran to me first. And even though I laughed it off, even though I made it a joke, it stuck. It wrote something quiet into my bones, a question that's echoed ever since. What's wrong with me? I've been second choice in love. I've watched someone's eyes wander past me to someone brighter, someone louder, someone more something. And I waited, stayed, hoped, because I thought if I loved harder, softer, better, maybe this time I'd be enough to be chosen first. But I wasn't. I was the one they came back to after the person they really wanted broke their heart. I was the safe one, the soft landing, the just in case. And it hurts, God. It hurts to be everyone's safety net, but no one's dream. Even in friendships, they call me when they're lonely.
They invite me when others can't come. They think of me when they have no one else, but never first. Never because they wanted me most. And I keep wondering, is there something I'm missing? Something I don't have? Some spark or edge or glow that makes people choose? Because if there is, I must have been born without it. God, I know I'm not perfect. I'm quiet. I feel things deeply. I show up gently instead of loudly. I don't take up space the way others do. But I still want to be picked. I still want someone to say, "It was always you. From the beginning, I didn't have to think twice." Just once, I want to feel like the answer, not the backup plan. You know what it does to a soul, God? To always come second? To wait for the text that never comes? To watch others be chosen and wonder why you're not? It makes you shrink. It makes you doubt every good thing about yourself. It makes you stop raising your hand, because what's the point? And maybe, worst of all, it makes you stop expecting joy, because disappointment is easier when you already saw it coming. But I don't want to live like that. I don't want to expect scraps and call it love. I don't want to settle for being remembered only after everyone else is gone. I want to be seen. First, fully, freely. I want to feel like I was someone's first thought, not their final option. So tonight, God, I'm asking for something bold. Choose me. Not because I'm useful, not because I'm strong, not because I waited patiently in the background. Choose me because you want to. Because when you look at me, you see something that no one else has seen. Something worthy. Something irreplaceable. Something first. I need to know that I'm not last in your line, that I'm not an afterthought in your plan, that you haven't just kept me around because I'm quiet and obedient. I need to feel that I was picked from the beginning, that you thought of me before anyone else had the chance. Because if I can feel that with you, maybe it'll start to heal the places where others couldn't see me. Maybe I'll stop trying so hard to be the kind of person people pick. Maybe I'll stop performing, shrinking, overgiving, just to be noticed. God, tonight, let me feel it, that I am not invisible, that I am not replaceable, that I am not second-tier love wrapped in first-tier effort. Let me feel that I was never second to you, that before the world called me too much or not enough, you called me chosen, you called me loved, you called me first. Please, God, let me believe it, let me feel it, let me finally be picked.
I try so hard to be enough. Hey God, I'm tired. Not just in my body, but in my heart, in my soul. Because I've spent so much of my life trying to be enough. Enough for friends, enough for family, enough for love, enough for you. And it's exhausting. I've been trying for so long to be the right kind of person, the one who's easy to love, easy to be around, easy to stay with. I've softened myself so I wouldn't seem difficult. I've dimmed my needs so no one would call me needy. I've bent myself in quiet, unseen ways to become what they wanted before they even asked. Because somewhere deep inside, I believed that if I was good enough, kind enough, helpful enough, small enough, they wouldn't leave. But they did anyway. And now I'm left wondering, what more could I have done? What part of myself did I miss? What version of me would have finally been right? Because it feels like no matter how hard I try, no matter how perfectly I perform, it's still not enough. And God,
That truth is breaking something inside me. I try so hard, God. I listen when I want to scream. I give when I have nothing left. I stay when I feel like running. I smile when I feel invisible. I show up when no one shows up for me. And I tell myself it's love. That maybe if I just keep doing more, being more, one day I'll finally be chosen, finally be seen, finally be enough. But the more I try, the emptier I feel. It's like I'm building a house out of air, hoping someone will move in, but no one does. God, do you ever get tired of me trying? Do you look at me and wonder why I keep pushing myself so hard for people who barely notice? Do you wish I'd stop? That I just be still and let you love me as I am? Because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how not to try, how to just be, how to trust that I'm worthy without earning it. Somewhere along the way, I learned that love is conditional, that belonging is a reward, that affection is a currency you earn by staying quiet, useful, agreeable. And now, even in my prayers, I catch myself performing, choosing the right words, trying to be reverent enough, grateful enough, forgivable enough. Because if people have walked away from me even after I gave them everything, what if you do too? But deep down, I know you're not like them. Still, the fear remains. What if I stop trying and no one stays? What if I let go of the performance and the love disappears? What if I'm not enough without effort? Please, God, help me unlearn this. Help me believe that I don't have to shrink or stretch or edit who I am to be worthy of love. Not with you, not with anyone. Let me rest in the truth that my heart is enough. My presence is enough. My story is enough. Even when I'm messy, even when I'm quiet, even when I bring nothing to the table but my tired self. God, let me be enough on my worst day, when I'm not productive, when I'm not helpful, when I don't have anything to offer except my need. Let me feel your love wrap around me like a whisper that says, "You never had to try this hard. You were always enough for me." And maybe if I can believe that with you, I'll stop chasing approval in people who were never meant to define my worth. Maybe I'll stop begging to be noticed. Maybe I'll stop exhausting myself to prove I deserve to stay in someone's life. Maybe I'll start choosing peace over performance. So tonight, God, I bring you my exhaustion, the mask, the pretending, the bending and breaking. I lay it all down, and I ask you, can you still love me if I stop trying? Can you hold me even when I have nothing left to give? Can you remind me that I'm already enough without earning it? Let that be the truth I fall asleep in tonight. Let your love be the first place I don't have to perform. Let me feel it settle in my chest like a weight finally lifted. I'm tired of trying, God. Let me just be and know that it's still enough.
What if I'm just easy to forget? Hey God, can I ask you something that's been sitting in the back of my mind for years? What if I'm just easy to forget? I know it sounds dramatic, but it's not loud, this fear. It's quiet, subtle, like a shadow that follows me into every room, every relationship, every silence. What if I leave no real imprint? What if, when I'm gone, nothing really changes? I see it all the time, God. I disappear for a few days. No one checks in. I leave the group chat and no one notices. I stop posting, stop reaching out. stops showing up, and the world moves on, untouched. And part of me tells myself it's normal. Everyone's busy. Everyone has their own lives. Don't take it personally. But another part of me, a deeper, truer part, aches. Because maybe it is personal. Maybe I just don't leave a mark. Maybe I'm forgettable. God, I don't want to be the kind of person who only mattered in someone's absence, and even then, only for a moment. I don't want to be the memory that slips away before it even settles. I want to be the kind of soul that lingers in the heart, the kind they remember not just when they're lonely, but when they're joyful, when they're full, when they're choosing who to call first. But most days, I feel like a placeholder, the filler friend, the background character in other people's stories. They come when they need comfort, and they leave when they find excitement. They love me in silence and forget me in celebration. And I don't say anything. I nod. I smile. I tell myself it's enough to be useful, to be needed sometimes. But the truth is, it hurts more than I let on. God, is there something about me that makes me forgettable? Is it because I'm too quiet, too soft, too easy to overlook? Is it because I don't demand space, because I make room for others and never ask for any in return? Because I shrink so they can shine? Because I listen more than I speak? Because I care without needing credit? Because I walk away quietly when they stop choosing me? I try to tell myself I'm strong, that I don't need to be remembered, that I'm okay being the steady one in the background. But if I'm honest with you, I want to be missed. Not in a dramatic way, not in a cry for attention way, just genuinely. I want someone to say, "Where are they? I haven't heard from them and I feel it." I want to matter in the kind of way that doesn't require me to screen for it. God, does anyone notice when I'm gone? Or do I fade, just like background noise when the music stops? Am I the silence between the moments? Useful, but not remembered? Because some days it really feels that way, and I start to wonder if I'm just a temporary comfort in everyone else's permanent life. But then I think of you, and I wonder, do you remember me in the quiet? In the moments when I'm not praying, when I'm not doing something holy or helpful or good? Do you cross my mind when I'm not in crisis? When I'm just breathing? Do you look for me when I drift? Do you notice when I pull away, even if I don't say a word? Do you miss me when I'm quiet? Because I think that's what I want most. Not just to be remembered in my pain, but to be known in my stillness. I want to be etched into something eternal, not because I earned it, not because I made enough noise, but because I matter. Because my soul carries weight, even when the world forgets. So God, tonight I bring you my fear, this ache of maybe being forgettable. I bring you the pain of going unseen in the rooms I've helped build. I bring you the questions I don't have answers to, the memories that never formed, the invitations that never came, the silences that said more than words ever could. And I ask you for this: don't let me disappear. Not in your heart, not in the story you're writing. Let me feel like I belong somewhere, so deeply that nothing can erase me. Whisper to my soul, You're unforgettable to me. You're not a passing shadow. You're a steady light. You're not a temporary moment. You are part of eternity. And let that be enough. Even if the world forgets my name, let me rest in knowing you never did.
God, do you see me? Hey God, can I ask you something I've never had the courage to say? It's not easy. It feels dangerous, like I'm questioning something sacred, but it's been building inside me for so long. So I'll just whisper it, as honestly as I can. Do you see me? I know the right answer, the theological one, the one I've heard in sermons and songs and scriptures. God sees everything. He knows every hair on your head. His eyes are always on you. But if I'm being honest, sometimes it doesn't feel like you do. It feels like I'm invisible, not just to the world, but to you. And that's what scares me the most, because if even you, the one who formed me, who breathed life into me, who knit me together in secret, if even you don't see me, then what's left? Where do I go when the one place I should feel seen feels silent? God, I'm not asking for signs and wonders. I'm not asking for lightning or loud voices. I just want to know that I haven't gone unnoticed, that when I cry in the dark, it's not just swallowed by the walls, that when I reach out, you don't turn away, that when I feel like I'm disappearing, you're still watching, even if I can't see you back. There have been so many days when I whispered prayers and all I heard was silence. So many nights when I sat with my pain and felt like I was sitting alone. And maybe that's the part that hurts the most. The not knowing, the wondering, the fear that I'm just a name in a long list, not a soul you remember by heart. Because I want to be known, not just broadly, not just as your child, but specifically, I want you to know the tiny things about me, the way my voice shakes when I'm scared, the way I hold my breath when I'm trying not to cry, the way I try to smile so others don't see I'm unraveling. I want you to see me, not just the role I play, not just the good I do, not just the version of me that prays with pretty words, the real me, the aching me, the trying so hard but barely holding on me. God, do you see that version? Do you notice when I disappear behind my responsibilities? When I shrink so others can shine? When I pretend everything's fine because I'm scared of seeming too much? Do you see the way I keep showing up even when I feel unseen? The way I keep giving even when I feel empty? Because some days it feels like no one sees that. Not even you. And I know that sounds like doubt, but it's not. It's longing. It's a desperate hope that the silence isn't proof of absence, but just a pause between breaths. That you're here, even when you feel far. That your eyes are on me, not to judge, not to fix, but to love. So tonight, God, I'm not asking for attention. I'm asking for connection. I don't want a spotlight. I just want to feel your gaze, soft, steady, kind. I want to know that when I walk into a room, you're already watching. not waiting for me to prove my worth, but already delighting in who I am. I want to know that even if the whole world overlooks me, you don't. Let me feel it tonight. That quiet confirmation that I am seen by the one who matters most. That I am not invisible in your kingdom, not just tolerated, not just counted, but known. Deeply, intimately, tenderly. Whisper to my soul, yes, I see you. I've always seen you. You were never hidden from me, not for a second. Let me carry that with me into the places where I feel ignored, into the rooms where I feel unseen, into the moments when even I forget myself. Because if you see me, God, then I still exist. Then I still matter. Then I am still here, not just surviving, but belonging. Please, God, let that be true. Let me be seen.
Please choose me without needing me. Hey God, can I ask you something tender? Please choose me, but not because you need me. Choose me because you want me. Because for as long as I can remember, I've been the one people come to when they're in need, when they're overwhelmed, when they're falling apart. And I'm honored to be that person, the helper, the steady hand, the one they can rely on. But sometimes it makes me wonder, if I stopped being useful, would they still stay? God, I'm tired of love that depends on what I do. Tired of relationships built on what I offer, what I fix, what I carry. I want to be loved for simply existing, not for saving, not for serving, not for how quietly I hold others together while I'm coming undone. I want someone to walk in the room, look at me, and stay. Not because I feel a need, but because I feel a space in their heart. There's a deep ache in being essential, but not cherished. In being the go-to person, but never the chosen one. The one who makes everything easier, but never the one they miss when everything is fine. And it's hard to admit this to you, God, because I've built my worth around being helpful, around being the one who shows up, the one who solves, gives, listens, uplifts. But I'm starting to realize I don't want to be needed. I want to be wanted. Is that too much to ask? To be held without having to earn it? To be picked without having to perform? To be loved in stillness, not because I provide something, but because I am something. I've noticed how people light up when they speak of those they want, how their eyes soften, how they remember details, how they find reasons to stay close even when they don't have to. And I can't help but wonder, has anyone ever looked at me like that? Has anyone stayed when I had nothing to give? Has anyone said, you don't have to fix anything today, just be? Because that's the kind of love my soul longs for. And more than anyone else, I want that from you, God. I know you're holy, I know you're sovereign, but I also know you're personal. And tonight, I don't need a miracle. I just need to know that you choose me. Not because I'm strong, not because I'm obedient, not because I try so hard to be good, but because you simply love being near me. Not for the prayers I pray, not for the people I comfort, not for the words I write or the work I do. Just me, breathing, existing, being. let that be enough. I want to be the one you think of, not because I'm filling a gap in the plan, but because there's something about my soul that you enjoy. Something in the way I speak to you at night. Something in the way I care about people. Something in the way I try to love even when I feel unloved. I want you to see that and want that. Not out of obligation, not out of responsibility, but out of affection. So God, please don't choose me because I'm needed. Choose me because I'm known, because you see my essence, not just my usefulness. Because you delight in me, not just depend on me. Let me be more than a vessel, more than a servant, more than a helper. Let me be a beloved. Tonight, I lay down the pressure to always have something to give, to always be valuable, to always be producing, pouring, preparing. And I ask you, will you stay with me when I bring nothing? Will you sit beside me when I don't have the strength to speak? Will you still love me if I never do another important thing? Because that's the kind of love my soul craves. The love that stays when the giving stops. Let me feel it, God. That you're not just here because I pray. That you're not just near because I'm faithful. That you're not just holding me because you're supposed to. Let me feel the difference between being used and being loved. Please choose me without needing me. And let that be the first place I truly rest.
Tell me I'm worthy even when I'm weak. Hey God, I know I've spent so much of my life trying to be strong, trying to show up, trying to carry the weight so no one else has to. But tonight, I'm tired. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. And I need to ask you something that feels almost too tender to say out loud. Will you still call me worthy, even now? Even when I'm not strong? Even when I'm barely holding on? Even when all I have left is the sound of my own shaky breathing? Because I don't feel worthy right now. I feel broken, small, unsteady, like a version of myself that even I don't want to be around. And I've been here before, in this space where the mask slips, where the performance ends, where all the polished parts of me fall quietly to the floor. And what's left feels so fragile, so unfinished, so not enough. And that's when the voices come in, telling me I have to be strong to be loved, telling me I have to bounce back, to keep smiling, to keep trying, or I'll lose the love I've worked so hard to earn. But God, I can't do that tonight. I don't have the energy to fake it, to shine, to lead, to pour. I need to fall apart somewhere safe, somewhere sacred, somewhere that won't push me away for being soft or sad or not okay. So here I am, no script, no strength, just me, weak, weary, open. And I need you to meet me here, not with advice, not with fixes, but with presence, with warmth, with softness, with a whisper that says, even now, you are worthy. God, if your love is only for my strong days, then I'm lost,
because I don't always have strong days. Sometimes I only have hours of pretending. Sometimes I only have seconds of holding it together. Sometimes I don't even have that. So please, show me that your love can reach me even here, even in the collapse, even in the silence, even in the moments where I don't pray well, don't show up fully, don't look like someone deserving of anything. Let me be held without earning it. Because the truth is, I need to know I'm still lovable when I'm not impressive, when I'm not inspiring, when I'm not strong enough to carry others, when I'm the one who needs caring. Please tell me that's not a failure. Please tell me I'm still worthy when I'm the one who breaks. God, I don't need you to make me stronger right now. I need you to sit beside me while I'm weak, to let me lean, to let me cry, to let me be a mess without fear of losing your affection. Let me feel the kind of love that says, you're still mine. Not because I'm winning, not because I'm proving, but because I'm breathing, because I exist, because my heart is beating, even if it's tired. I've always thought I had to be okay to deserve love. That if I was too heavy, too low, too broken, everyone would pull away. So I learned to hide it, to clean it up, to be the smile, to be the helper, to be the strong one. But God, I don't want to have to hide to be loved. I want to be fully seen and still fully held. So tonight, I bring you all the parts of me that feel unworthy, the tears I didn't let fall, the fears I couldn't name, the shame I carry for not always being the one who has it together. And I ask you to speak gently to them, to tell those places, you are still loved, you are still worthy, you are still mine. Even here, especially here, because maybe this is where real love lives, not in my strength, but in my surrender, not in my performance, but in my presence, not in the version of me I try so hard to be, but in the version that just needs to rest and be held. So please, God, hold me here, in this weakness, in this weariness, in this soft place where I'm finally brave enough to admit I can't do it all. Whisper back to me, you don't have to. You never had to. You're worthy, even now, just like this.
I want to be someone's first thought. Hey God, there's something I've never said out loud. Maybe because it feels selfish. Maybe because I'm afraid it makes me sound needy. Or maybe because I'm scared it'll never happen. But tonight, in this quiet moment with you, I'll say it. I want to be someone's first thought. Not their backup, not their second option, not the person they settle for when the one they really wanted slips away, but the name that crosses their mind before the world even wakes up. I want to be the one they think of when something beautiful happens, and they immediately want to share it with me. Not because I'm convenient, not because I'm always available, but because I'm loved, because I matter that deeply. God, I know that people are flawed. I know we all carry distractions, busyness, and baggage. But I've spent so much of my life feeling like I come in second, or third, or not at all. And it does something to your heart when you're always remembered after. After the plans, after the parties, after the silence. It makes you wonder, what would it feel like to be the one they can't wait to talk to? The one they think of when the sky turns pink, when they hear their favorite song, when something reminds them of warmth, and they want to share it with me. God, I'm tired of being the one they remember only when they're lonely, only when they're broken, only when no one else answers. I want to be the one they remember when they're happy, when they're full, when they're laughing, when they're becoming the version of themselves they always dreamed of. Because that kind of love, that kind of presence is rare, and it's what I long for. I'm not asking to be the center of anyone's world. I just want to know that I cross someone's heart without needing a reason, that I don't have to be in crisis to be seen, that I don't have to be hurting to be heard, that someone thinks of me because they want to, not because something reminded them to. God, have I ever been someone's first thought? Have I ever been the one they reached for out of joy, not just need? The one they invited in early, not just once everything else fell apart? The one they wanted to celebrate with, not just vent to? If I have, I didn't feel it. And if I haven't, I hope someday I will. Because my heart is ready to be chosen with intention, not obligation. Let me be clear, God. I'm not asking to be worshipped. I'm not asking to be obsessed over. I'm just asking to matter in someone's life the way they matter in mine. To be thought of, not just because I'm helpful or healing or always there, but because they truly enjoy me. Because being connected to me makes life better, brighter, warmer. And they don't want to go too long without checking in, without hearing my voice, without making me smile. God, I want to be someone's first thought, the way you are supposed to be ours. Constant, comforting, centering. Is that too much to ask? To feel that I'm someone's natural instinct, not their reluctant fallback? To be thought of with joy, not responsibility? To be included early, not out of guilt? If no one else ever does that for me, then please, God, let you be the one who does. Let me be the one you think of when the sun rises, when you hear my breath steadying, when you feel the ache in my chest before I even speak it. Let me feel like I'm the one you long to be near, not just the one you come to when something's wrong. And help me believe this, that I don't have to fight for love, that I don't have to remind people to remember me, that I don't have to beg to be held in someone's thoughts. Let love come without force. Let connection grow without pressure. Let someone think of me because their heart chooses to. Not out of habit, not out of pity, not out of timing. Just love. Because that's what I want, God, to feel thought of, seen, chosen. Not just when I'm in the room, but when I'm not. Not just when I'm needed, but always. Let me be someone's first thought. Let me be yours.
Let me feel like I matter to you. Hey God, tonight I don't need anything fancy. I don't need miracles or answers. I just need to feel something real, something quiet, but certain. Because my heart is aching with a question I've been too afraid to ask. Do I matter to you? Not in a general way, not as one of billions, not just as a child of God because that's what the scripture says, but me, by name, by soul,
By the way I show up when I'm scared, by the way I try to love even when I'm tired. Do I matter to you? Because lately, I don't feel like I matter anywhere. I walk into rooms and no one looks up. I speak and people don't hear me. I disappear for a while and no one asks where I've been. And I try to tell myself that it doesn't mean I'm invisible. But God, it feels like I am. And if I'm invisible to the world, that's one thing. But if I'm invisible to you, then where do I belong? I know you're big. I know you're holding galaxies and breathing stars into life. I know you see the grand scheme of things. But do you see me? Not as a project, not as a responsibility, not just as someone you have to carry, but as someone you want to hold close. Because my soul isn't craving attention. It's craving intimacy. I want to feel like I matter to you the way a friend matters, the way a beloved matters, the way someone irreplaceable matters. Not just because I'm useful, not just because I pray, not just because I try to do good, but because you delight in me, because you enjoy who I am, even when I'm not producing, even when I'm not shining, even when I'm just here. Quiet, worn out, needing reassurance more than direction. God, I want to be more than a name you whisper in passing. I want to be a soul you choose to linger near. I want to feel like I take up space in your heart, not because I asked, but because you offered it freely. So tonight, will you meet me in this smallness? Not with lightning, not with noise, just with love. Let your presence feel like a warm hand on my back, saying, I haven't forgotten you. Let your spirit wrap around me like a blanket that doesn't demand I do anything, except breathe. Let me feel like I matter, even when no one else has time. Because if I matter to you, then maybe it's okay if I don't matter everywhere else. If you think of me even when I'm not thinking of you, if you love me even when I'm doubting, if you choose to stay even when I question why you would, then maybe I can rest. Really rest in something unshakable, unconditional, unseen but real. God, I've begged for answers. I've begged for purpose. But tonight, I'm just begging for this. Let me feel like I matter to you. Let your love find me in the spaces where no one else does. Let it speak louder than the silence of being forgotten. Let it soothe the ache of always wondering if I'm truly enough. Let me feel like I'm not just tolerated, but treasured. Not just accepted, but wanted. Please whisper back. You matter to me. Not because of what you do, but because of who you are. I see you when no one else does. I carry you, not because you're weak, but because I love you that much. And let that be enough. Let it sink deep into the parts of me that have felt ignored for far too long. Let me stop striving to be seen everywhere and start believing I'm already seen. Here. With you. Let me feel like I matter, God. Just once. And always.
Wrap me in a love that chooses me always. Hey God, thank you for listening this far, for sitting with me through the quiet confessions, through the shaky truths, through the things I've been too afraid to say to anyone else. I know I've asked a lot. I know I've brought you every ache, every wound, every whispered question. But before this night ends, there's one more thing I need to ask. Will you wrap me in a love that chooses me always? Not sometimes, not when I'm at my best, not when I'm doing everything right, but always. In the silence, in the sadness, in the shadowed parts of me that no one claps for. Choose me there. Because I've known love that leaves. I've known attention that fades. I've known care that disappears the moment I stop performing. And I've spent years trying to earn what should have been safe. Trying to be the kind of person that people don't walk away from. But no matter how hard I try, some still do. And it leaves something fragile behind. A fear. A hesitation. A question that echoes in every goodbye. What did I do wrong? So now, I don't want grand gestures. I don't want temporary highs. I don't want love that comes with expiration dates. I want something deeper, quieter, truer. I want to be wrapped in a love that sees all of me and stays. Not because it's easy, not because it's convenient, but because it's real. Because it's rooted in something stronger than mood, more faithful than feeling. God, I want to know what it feels like to be chosen without conditions. To be kept, not because I never mess up, but because I'm worth staying for. To be known fully and still embraced completely. To be safe enough to be human. Will you give me that, God? Will you be that for me? The one who never looks away when I break? The one who doesn't flinch when I'm messy? The one who doesn't let go just because I'm hard to hold? Be the love that finds me even when I lose myself. Be the arms that reach for me when I've pulled away. Be the whisper that says, even now, I choose you. Especially now, I love you. God, I don't need perfect circumstances. I just need presence. Steady, soft, certain. I need to know that even on the days I forget to pray, how to hope, how to believe, you still stay. You still wrap me in grace. You still hold my name close to your heart. You still walk beside me, step by step, breath by breath. Let your love be the place I never have to earn. Let it be the home I never have to leave. Let it be the one thing in my life that doesn't walk away when things get hard. I've learned that people can change their minds, that feelings can fade, that words can break promises. But tonight, I'm asking for the kind of love that doesn't change its mind about me. The kind of love that chooses me in the beginning and chooses me again every single day. I want to be held like I'm not a burden. Listened to like I matter. Loved like I'm not just good enough, but beloved. Let that be what I rest in tonight. Not fear, not insecurity, not uncertainty. Just love, constant, quiet, close. So God, when I forget my worth, remind me that you never have. When I question if I'm too much, let your love say, you're just enough. When I wonder if I'm hard to keep, let your presence say, I never plan to leave. Wrap me in that kind of love tonight. The kind that stays, the kind that heals, the kind that doesn't let go when life gets heavy and hearts get tired. Let it sink into every cracked place in me. Let it whisper into every corner I've closed off. Let it reach what others couldn't, because they didn't stay long enough to see it. But you stayed, and that changes everything. So even if the world forgets me, even if I'm never chosen first by anyone else, let me be chosen by you, not once, but always. And let me feel that truth not just in my mind, but in my bones. Let me rest tonight not in the hope of being loved someday, but in the certainty that I already am. Now, still, always.